Hey guys, over here in today's video, I'll talk about Halo's legacy. So if you're new to the channel, give a like, share, and subscribe because it helps a lot so we can continue to grow and improve the quality of my content. So let's start. Halo is a long-running series of games that shaped the gaming industry as we know today. And because of its importance, it brings with it a very big legacy, and during all those years, the franchise had its highs and lows. And this is why I'm making this video, so we can understand better the franchise's history and what we should do and what we shouldn't do in the future. And everything started with Halo C and a small team of developers called Bungie that at the time were working on a new exclusive that would launch with the brand new Xbox. And at the time this was a very big deal because the Xbox was the most powerful console at the time. So this new exclusive game needed to be groundbreaking and shake the whole industries and also sell a lot of Xbox consoles. And when it launched, it succeeded hard because Halo C became a commercial success since the start, and because of this, it simply changed the way that console shooters were going to consoles. Because at the time, shooters were mostly exclusive to PC, but now for the first time, we had a very good way to play them on consoles. Because the biggest problem with it was the controls, because controllers until today weren't designed with FPS games in mind. But thanks to Halo, we now have a very good way to control shooters and other types of games. So right now we only have all these new shooter games that are coming to consoles because of Halo. And Halo C was succeeded so hard because of its simply incredible combat and also its concrete sandbox and also its enemies that in my opinion until today are one of the best enemies in any shooter because it had very clear weaknesses and strengths that you could exploit and basically become a god in the game. But the big thing that made the game so fun to replay again and again is the fact that it was very difficult for it to master. But after you spend enough time in it, it is very easy for it to play even on legendary difficulty because you and understand what your enemies are going to do. It's like a chess match. In my opinion, this is one of the best games that we can play even today because of its incredible gameplay. And after the game's great success, we already were expecting its sequel, and Bungie was already working on it. But the problem was that the game had to launch with the Xbox Live service that Microsoft was working. That also shaped the industry in a very positive way. And because of this, Bungie had some very big ideas, very big plans. He finished until the Xbox Live service was launched, so they had very few time to work on it and very big ideas. So because of this, that they had to go literally through development hell because they had to work on it every second that they had left, and they had to cut levels, they had to make a lot of things so the game could be finished in time. And at the end, after all the trouble, it was worth it because Halo 2 was also a commercial success. It was groundbreaking for the whole industry because for the first time, we were able to play a good game, a good shooter game actually on consoles through online services because before, basically also online games were exclusive to PC. So Halo 2 also brought this now to most players because most people until today play on consoles. So it was a very cool thing that they did there. And this was all possible because of Halo 2's multiplayer that was also groundbreaking. Because it had so good mechanics that also brought with it a competitive scene. And for the first time, games were started to be taken seriously. Because Halo 2 was simply an incredible game. But also because of all the things that they had to grow through to make the game, it appears some problems with it, like the balancement of sniper jackals and some of the guns, because basically sniper jackals are the most powerful beings in the whole universe in Halo and in real life actually. So basically they were very strong and other enemies weren't that strong and was like very difficult and unbalanced some levels. But still it was a very fun game to play. And its sequel, Halo 3, had an even more important job because it was the finale of the Halo series. So they had to give their best there because it had very high expectations. Because this was basically the end of the Bungie trilogy of the three original Halo games. So they had to make basically an almost perfect campaign because a lot of fans had very high expectations and some may say even unrealistic expectations to what would happen in the game. And Bungie was also able to pull it off because Halo 3 had had even better reviews than Halo 2 and CE had because of its incredible multiplayer and simply the perfect ending for the trilogy. So because of this, Halo 3 marked the whole generation. And until today, even now, 12 years later, Halo 3 still has a very, very big player base on the original Xbox 360. So in general, we can say that Halo 3 was simply an incredible game. And we can see again and again that Halo revolutionized the industry. These are just some few examples. And also, Bungie made Halo 3 ODST that came next. I won't talk a lot about it because I already made a whole video about it, but it introduced Firefight that in my opinion is one of the best modes in Halo history, and also had simply an incredible campaign. So go check it out, my video that I made about it, after watching this one. And finally, Bungie decided that they were going to make their last Halo game, and it was going to be Halo Reach. But very differently from what most people expected, Halo Reach was a prequel, so it didn't have Master Chief or any other of the older Halo characters because this was a prequel. And as the titles say, this passes on Reach. That was the home planet of most of the Spartans, and also we already know how it ends, with Reach being destroyed and the fall of Reach. But still, it is a very fun game to play because we know that we're fighting against something that is inevitable. And it's awesome to see the Spartans being ready to sacrifice themselves to at least try to save Reach. And in my opinion, it is one of the best campaigns ever in any game. And also, its multiplayer, in my opinion, was incredible because it was very fun to play. And in my opinion, the armor abilities made it even more fun because now you could have even more variety in the gameplay. Some people may prefer to use the jetpacks to get the high ground. Some may understand the reference, or others may prefer to use camouflage so they can use their sniper rifles or DMRs to kill the opponents without them even seeing the people that's shooting. Or you may even prefer to use sprint if you want to get to the power weapons quickly. So in general, it was a very fun gameplay method that was also very successful. But also, the game had some problems. Because of this new armor ability, some levels, basically it was necessary for you to have a jetpack, for example, because some levels were very vertical, so you had to have a jetpack or you would probably be destroyed. And also, some parts of the multiplayer didn't work very well with the armor abilities, but still, it was mostly a great success. And again, it changed the way that people play games. Because now it had Forge that was even better and improved. Now you also had Invasion that was a Spartan versus Elite mode. It had such a big amount of variety that in my opinion, most of the games that were launched recently don't even have close to the amount of content that Halo Reach had at launch. So we can see that Halo Reach, Halo 3, Halo 2, Halo C, and Halo 3 ODST are all incredible games that changed the industry. So I think that's it for this video. Give a like, share, and subscribe because it helps a lot so I can continue to grow and improve the quality of my content. And see you in the next video. Peace.